Hey, and welcome everyone. Repetitions and routine day number 46 is where we're at. We have some fun, different-ish movements, in my opinion, that we're going to go after today. I have a single 30-pound dumbbell, a 20-ish pound kettlebell, a set of 8-pound dumbbells, and a set of 5-pound dumbbells. I am not quite sure which one I'm going to want to be using. And if you don't have a kettlebell, a dumbbell always works just fine. So we are going to go ahead and get warmed up, and then I will talk through the movements. So hinge over your legs for me. Just bend forward nice and deep. If your hands don't touch the ground, don't worry about it. You can also try bending your knees and trying to get your arms a little closer to the ground. It might feel good on your back. And then just straighten through the legs. Otherwise, I kind of like to shake and bob through my legs as I'm going into that forward fold. Take a little wider base of support, unless you're already kind of wide, and then take both hands outside your right calf, get a little pull, swing to the left, pull outside the left calf, swing to the right, swing to the left, to the right, and to the left. All right, we're going to walk ourselves out into a downward facing dog. Just walk all the way forward, nice big spread open fingertips. Pedal out those feet, so drop one heel to the ground, bend your opposite knee, and then just go back and forth. Drop one heel and then the other. Connect with the core, slide the shoulder blades down your spine. Get some deep breaths going on. Perfect. And then walk your hands and feet together. Come all the way up. And we're going to pull one knee into the chest. Rotate through your ankle. Find some balance. And then we'll go to the other side. All right, so we are going to be starting off with a group of, 3 exercises that are just going to be single side heavy weighted exercises. Go back to your original leg, go into a figure 4 squat. Once you're down here, flex through that foot, and then depending, you can kind of bounce that knee in and out, in and out. From there, we're going to go into our light set of moves. And we have another 3 exercises. We'll be going 10 reps, so 5 reps each side on the light side, or 5 with the heavy weight, and then 10 repetitions with the light weights. And then our last one, we're going to be working on the core and twists and rotations, and that's where we're going to come in with our kettlebell. We'll do 10 reps there as well. Sink all the way into a nice low squat. So our single side set, you are going to start with a single arm thruster. Then we're going to go into a lawnmower row and then a squat press. So your single side thruster, just hinge over those legs. Make sure you're ready to go. We haven't done too long of a warm up. And hopefully we'll get through 3 rounds, 3 sets of work. Sometimes I'm not quite sure how long everything will take us, so we can kind of take it as it comes. Make sure the core is strong. Pack into your back. Hinge those hips back. If you'd like, you can start with your stronger side, but you're going to use momentum to snatch the weight up, pull your elbow, legs, and then snatch the weight up overhead. 1, 2, lock into the core. 3, 4, 5. Okay, we are going to stay on the same side, so just rotate and go lawnmower. So everything on the right first. Elbow squeezes in. 4, rotate the hips so they're square to the ground. 2 and 1. And then we're going to do a squat press, single side. All right, I actually have never done 30-pound single side squat press. We'll see how it goes. All right, you're going to be using those legs again, just like you did with your thruster, to get the arm all the way up. Nice solid stack at the top. 3, lock that core. 4, 5. Nice. All right, little shake to the left, twist to the left, twist to the right. Left side, start with your thruster. Here we go. 1, pack into that back. 3, 4, 5. Good. Now our lawnmower. Rotate. If you don't have access to heavy weight, you'll just do more reps. 3, go through the same ranges of motion, but it should take you a little less time to get through the same movements so you can hit more reps. All right, squat press. Here we go. 1. Trying to keep the body stable and square when you're just hitting up one side can be tough. Takes focus, control. 4, 5. All right, get rid of that heavy weight for a second. We're going to do a 2-way fly out to the side and then front. We're doing 10 each direction. So I'm going to start with my 5s here. I kind of prefer going up in weight than I do going down. So you're in control of the move. We are not using momentum anymore. We're strong and stable through the body, and we're just lifting through 2 different ranges of motion in our shoulder joint. Just at 5. Make sure it stays out of the neck. Choosing my 5s was a great choice. 7. Tighten strong through the core. Make sure you have a solid foundation. 9. And 10. And 10. All right, set those weights down. We're going to do rotating wings. Grab your hands behind your back, get a little stretch. So you're going to bring your elbows to a 90-degree angle at your rib cage. You're going to open your wings out, rotate them back, down, and together. So lots of shoulder here. My shoulders are still on fire. It's good. Rotate out, then up, down, together. You can always go body weight, so no weight resistance, and just hit up that range of motion. Really lift the chest, really squeeze the shoulder blades together. We want to keep that pinch in the back to support the shoulders. 7. You've got it. Come on, hang in there. Extend those elbows out away from the shoulders. Last one. And 10. Perfect. All right, we're going to give those shoulders another little break. Pull one across. We're going to go around the world, or also called shoulder O's, I've called them before. 10 here. All right. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Palms are forward. You're going to lift your arms just straight up overhead, trying to keep the arms as straight as you can. Staying controlled with your posture. Open the chest. Tug and tighten through the abdomen. 4. Make sure that you don't lose the pelvis. Keep your pelvis neutral. 5. Whoo, yes, lots of shoulder. 6. I think we're going to stay with the 5s today, friends. Plenty. But I feel all shoulders, no neck. That's awesome. Phew. 8. 9. If anything is too much in your neck, then you need to put the weight down, stop with the weight, and focus on back flexion. So if that means that you stop going overhead, or maybe going overhead just doesn't work for you, always just go to your back go a row, a fly, anything that'll pinch those shoulder blades together. Okay, we're gonna go into our kettlebell. We're gonna do a wood chop. So I'm gonna hold my horns, chop down, up, 10 each side. So we will do each side for this one before we rotate on, unlike our 5 set. Make sure that you're grounded through the feet, flex through the back, and your core is what's doing the work to stop the swing and hold your hips in place. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Whew, other side. Try to line those knees and toes. 5, what can you do to generate strength from the core? 8, you're twisting that torso. 10, trunk rotations, huge, huge. All right, now we're gonna do a figure 8. Set your elbows on your knees for me. Open your chest and then round the back. One more. So you're gonna stay in this position basically. Hinged forward, grab that bell. We're gonna go 10 rotations one direction, 10 the other. Line your knees and toes. Make sure your back is flat. So feel like the crown of your head is extending up and away from your tailbone. And you have your spine pretty flat, pretty long. If you had a bar from the back of your head to your tailbone, there wouldn't be any gaps in the bar because you're not rounding the upper back or swaying the low back. 9, lock those legs. 10, other direction. Can you tighten under your rib cage anymore? 3, lift the chest up off the rib cage. Feel those legs supporting. This is still core, so wrapped all the way through that trunk, through the glutes. Remember, the core is all the foundation. Wrap through the torso, trunk, glutes, thighs. Last 2. And 1. Okay, last one for the set before we return to our 5s is a lateral swing. So we're getting into the back, but still staying in the core and the legs. So with a dumbbell or a kettlebell, make sure the back is flat. I'm going to have you plant your hand, the back of your hand, on your pelvis. So you swing out to the side, contracting through the back. 1, 2, firm foundation through the legs, lots of back, lots of core. 7, 8, feel that shoulder blade set in. 10, other side, swing. 2, back into some momentum. 6, 7, 8, lock the core. 10, perfect. All right, we're going to make sure that our back is geared up for the next round. Set into a quick child's pose. Arms really far forward. Hinge those hips back. Stretch through the low back. Bring your hands under shoulders. 2, cat-cow, inhale. Open the chest, exhale, round. This is always great to just reset. If you don't need this break and this stretch out in terms of intensity, then you need to probably add reps, flexion, or weight to your selection. So you need to find that point that's pushing your effort level, forcing you to need a little bit of a break. That then means that you're getting those progressions, right? We are here, at least I am, I'm assuming you are, here for constant progressions. We're not just trying to maintain or sustain. We want to progress, get stronger. It doesn't mean you have to get bigger or bulkier, but we're learning more, challenging the body in new ways. Here we go. Start on your second side if you can. Thrusters first. 1, 2, get that snatch. 4, 5. Beautiful. Rotate over. Get your lawnmower. 3, make sure you're finding your lat. 5. Back over. Squat press, single side. Same side we've been working on. Nice deep squat. 2, 3, 5. Couple of standing cat-cows. 1 and 2. Hit those thrusters from here. Solid, strong. Make sure it's taking effort. 5. Rotate over. Lawnmower. Drop that back hip a little lower than you think you need to. 5. Twist, 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 twist. 1, 2. Long line of strength and energy. 4 and 5. Whew. All right. Back to those little cat-cows. And then we're going to get our baby weights going. Full end of the spectrum here. From 30 to our 5s. But I have to say, these are tougher to complete than the heavy set. Okay. Find that stance. Please check in with your feet. Please, please. Your stance. Where's the pelvis? Lifted chest. Halfway. Reach your arms super far away from the shoulders. Pinch between your shoulder blades. And we're there. Whew. All right. We're going to have our rotating wings. Bent wings. Wings are going to be bent. Phew. All right. Double check that neck. Again, build your back. Go back to your back exercises. Oops, start here, sorry. Go back to the back exercises. It is not a regression. It's building muscles in the right place to have the appropriate foundational toolkit so that you don't jack up something else, so that it's not all about your neck. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure most of us don't really want to be using our necks for these moves. Get into the shoulder. That's what I would like to build today. Here's our 10. I'm guessing though, so just in case, let's go one more, just in case. Don't want to be one out. There you go. More is always fine. If you happen to have a wall, put your hand on the wall, get a little stretch there, or a bar, maybe a basketball goal post. Gold Coast. All right, we are doing our shoulders around the world. Shoulder rows, set your stance, open the chest. Wow! Feels like I'm trying to pull 80-pound dumbbells. Tighten the core. Can feel the work start in the back. That's awesome. Gripping underneath the wings. 5, 6, 7. Lock and load. 8. Keeping the chest up even as your weights drop. 9. 10. Okay. Back to our last set. Those trunk rotations. All right, so we're going to do our wood chops. Hinge over, twist, lift up through the hips, those glutes. 5, 6. Focus on your trunk. 10. Trunk of the body. And that tree trunk you're chopping down. Power through your heels. 6, 7, 8. Keep charging that pelvis. 10. Nice. All right. Our figure 8. Flat back, strong core. 5, feel lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. 8, pack into your back. 10, reverse. If there's a little shift you need to take, that's fine, but keep that core held. If your low back's hurting, you probably need to bend your knees a little more, stick your butt down, and you probably are rounding in your back. Also, you need that core. That's your hammock to support the low back. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Hinged over, lateral swings. Take that hand to your low back. I'll stand this way this time. 2, 3. Tighten, lock, load that core. 6, 7, brain to back. 10. Ready, go. 3, 4, 6, 9, 10. Whee! Yes. All right, let's take it down. Back to that child's pose. Fatigued, but in control. Whew. Reach those arms nice and far forward. Slide the shoulder blades down. Come up, hands and knees. 2, cat-cow. Lots of breath going. Lots of core. Lengthen through that upper back, elbows pinch in. Neutralize. Swing those hips left and right. All right, we're going to get that third set. It's going to be tight, but we can make it happen. All right, whichever side you'd like to start on, I'm going to go ahead and start on my weaker side again. Third round, I would like that extra strength on the strong side as I fatigue. All right, thrusters first. For 5, 4, 3, 1. Okay, turn it. Get those hips leveled off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat press. Set up those feet. Lock the core. 2, 1. Oh, yeah. Couple cat cows. 1 and 2. All right, from here. 1, 2, 4, 5. Turn. Set those hips, square them off. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Back in. 2, 1. Whee! Nailed it. All right, all right. Take a little second. Hinge over, hips to left, hips to right. And then we'll go our two-way flags. 20 total. Pinch those shoulder blades. I'm letting them swing a little more. 9, 10. I want to get done. And my shoulders definitely getting tired. 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Rotating wings. 1. Find the core and back to help support. Should be able to keep the elbows right at the back. 4. Elbows stay up as you rotate back and forward. And with that information and reminder, taking a break. 8, 9. Come on, don't lose the hips. 10. Little secret. A lot of times what I remind you, remember form, is what I feel going on with my body. Roll the shoulders back. I might be losing it forward. Squeeze between shoulder blades. Okay. Come on. Let's get all around the world. See if we can get our 10, 9, 8. Think very tall. Long thoughts. 7. No matter what your height is, lengthen it out. 4, Tighten the belly button back. 3. Open, 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 open. Whew. 1. Perfect. All right. Woodchops, figure eights, lateral swings. Here we go. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Seven. Use those glutes. 9, 10. All right, sink it down. Grab the core. Core for back. You need it for back support. 2. Let's see. What can we get? 5. Sit the hips back. 6. Pack into the back. Feel your shoulder blades doing the work. Okay, reverse. 10. 8. Keep the back flat, butt back, belly strong. 5. 3. 2. All right, we're going to try to push our finish. Lock the belly. 10. From your shoulder blade. 6. The swing unders from your mid back. 8, 9, 10. Whew. On our backs. Nicely done. We're going to do our figure 4 twist. Make sure your body's all lined up. Rotate over to the foot, bottom side of the foot that's crossed. You should feel the pull in the hip and low back. Push the backs of both shoulders into the ground. All right. From here, extend your left leg straight and see if you can grab the calf of your right leg and get your leg as straight as possible, the right leg straight as possible. You're still twisting, but now you're getting more through the hamstring, the calf, the back of the knee, the hip, the glute. Flex that foot back. Get that rotation, so kind of counter twist in the shoulders. All right, come on in. We're going to get our glute stretch here. So right foot still over. Left knee, flex both feet. Hug the legs into your chest. Dig your right elbow into the right knee. That was fun. I've been looking forward to that one. I like the heavy single side. All right. Cross your right ankle on top of the left knee. Make sure you're lined up. Arms are out wide. Rotate over. That left knee is trying to push away from the body. Change up is good. Make sure you're challenging yourself. We definitely do different formatting, but a lot of the exercises end up being the same, right? How we group them together is different. How we time them, how we format from one to the next. So figure out how you're changing things up for yourself. Are you squatting correctly? Are your knees lining up? Rotate. Oh, wait, no. Extend your right leg long and then your left leg long, catching the calf and pulling the leg straight. What about your lunges? Can you go deeper? What about your stacks, your deadlifts? Are you trying to go heavier? Are you contracting enough? Figure out how you are pushing your progressions. The body gets used to things. It will become static and lazy and just maintain. Of course, something is always better than nothing. So even if you're doing 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 sit-ups a day, it's better. Stick with that. Then doing nothing, rotate in, get that glute stretch. But really try to find some challenges. Even in what we do. Of course, though, first part is just making it to the mat. Make it to the mat, push play, one step at a time. The Atomic Habits guy, can't remember his name. You can look up Atomic Habits and you'll find him. But he says consistency over intensity is what really builds the habits that create the behaviors that build the change. Ugh. So find your consistency. Once you have that, then you can get that intensity. All right, that was fun. I hope you had fun too. And of course, I will see you tomorrow.